The US made quite an idiotic move by imposing bans on chip exports to China. It's because the very metals needed to make them come from China. Hence, China counterattacked it by imposing export controls on two rare earth metals. One of them, gallium, is used to make the very chips and semiconductors the US doesn't want to give China. Not only that, but it's used to manufacture military radars. The US needs gallium badly, but it can't get it. Hence, it has resorted to recycling products to get gallium, but that is useless. So what's the whole story and how is the US at a dead end? Welcome back to another exciting episode of our channel. Innovation Diary brings you China's innovation stories, projects, and growing influence in different parts of the world. If you are new to the channel and enjoy learning about fast-paced modernity, especially China's development and growing power, you will definitely find our videos intriguing. In this video, we will explain how the US is struggling and failing to get gallium and making a mockery of itself. Let's get started. Bloomberg has recently reported that the Pentagon has been directly engaging in the chip war. However, that does not mean the Pentagon has plans to help Joe Biden in worsening the war. Rather, the case is quite the opposite. The chip war is denting every industry in the US, including defense and the Pentagon. It needs rare earth metals to make military equipment, drones, fighter jets, and more. However, as China has imposed export controls on germanium and gallium, all the Pentagon's operations will be ceased. Hence, the US Defense Department is actively working on finalizing an important contract, expected to be signed by the end of this year, with a US or Canadian company. This is the first ever contract being done between the Pentagon and a private company, focused on getting gallium, a crucial mineral that plays a vital role in semiconductors and military radar systems. It turned out recently that even if the Pentagon had stockpiles of germanium, the quantities of gallium it holds are equal to none. This takes it to a quite concerning situation, where the defense of the country can be at stake. Hence, they had to do something to find alternatives. However, their plans are going to be futile, as you will find out soon in the video. Jeffrey M. Baggers, a spokesperson for the US Department of Defense, provided insight into their strategy. Baggers revealed their plan to use the Defense Production Act to recover gallium from waste materials generated by other processes, with a deadline set for December 31st of this year. The cause behind this strategic shift is clear. Opting for recovery offers a faster way to secure these essential materials within the United States, as opposed to traditional mining. However, detailed information about the financial aspects of the contract and the companies involved remains confidential within the US Department of Defense. You see, the US and its Defense Department are struggling to get gallium. Instead of recycling, they could ask the Biden administration to halt the chip war. It's because nothing is more important than national security, something the US uses as an excuse but doesn't pay attention to when the matter is real. Not only the US's own national security is at stake, but the Ukraine war will be in peril if the Pentagon does not supply weapons to Ukraine. But that also requires gallium. That's where you need to know the link between gallium and China. Gallium, with its unique gray-blue or silver-white appearance, holds a special place among rare metals, with its presence felt in the Earth's crust. However, its availability is limited, primarily found as sulfur, gallium, copper ore, and hydroxide in Namibia and South Africa. On a global scale, potential gallium resources exceed an impressive 1 million tons. The distribution of these resources follows an interesting pattern, mostly linked to bauxite deposits. Remarkably, this resource is distributed across various regions, including Africa, Oceania, South America, and Asia, accounting for significant proportions. Examining data from the US Geological Survey, China emerges as a key holder of gallium and germanium reserves. In 2020, proven global gallium reserves totaled 279,300 tons, with China accounting for a substantial 68% of this, equivalent to its stronghold of 190,000 tons. Similarly, the trend continues with germanium reserves, where China possesses 41% of the global share, an impressive 3,500 metal tons out of a total of 8,600. Yet the matter does not end here. China provides 60% of the world's germanium and 80% of gallium. Hence, without these elements coming from China, the global supply chain will not only dry up but suspend altogether. But how important is gallium? Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos about China's development, power, and influence on the world. Let's continue now. In the context of military technology, gallium's importance is undeniable. It plays a crucial role in radar systems, particularly in the creation of high-performance radar components like gallium arsenide and gallium nitride. These materials enhance radar capabilities, boosting emission power, fortifying reception sensitivity, broadening operating frequencies, and enhancing resilience against electronic disruptions. These attributes play a pivotal role in the precise detection and accurate tracking of various targets spanning air, sea, land, and even space. This significance is evident in the deployment of prominent defense systems, such as the U.S. Patriot missile defense and THAAD anti-missile systems. These systems rely on radar technologies built using gallium. Similarly, in the domain of electronic warfare systems, gallium is essential for components that facilitate reconnaissance, jamming, deception, and the suppression of enemy electromagnetic signals. The U.S. electronic warfare systems like the Ghost stealth drone and the V-22 Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft also require gallium for defense systems and recognition. The equipment manufactured using gallium provides a significant advantage by enabling autonomous recognition, precise tracking, and effective targeting of enemy objectives. Imagine the impact this can have in safeguarding national security with unprecedented accuracy and efficiency. Additionally, gallium arsenide-powered infrared guidance heads in missiles like the U.S. Hellfire anti-tank missile and Sidewinder air-to-air missile exemplify how this remarkable material elevates the precision and effectiveness of these defense systems. Yet, that's not it. Gallium is crucial for satellite systems, where gallium arsenide and gallium indium germanium combine to produce satellite solar cells. These top-notch materials contribute to creating stable power sources that are absolutely essential for the smooth operation and extended lifespans of satellites. Think about China's Beta navigation satellite and lunar probe satellite, which utilize gallium arsenide-based solar cells. The reason why China excels in space exploration is due to the extended span of its satellites to stay in space. Now, you might think that, as the U.S. wants to recycle gallium, it should not be worried. Well, that's what we want you to understand. You see, elements like gallium need to be ultra-pure to be used in the most sophisticated products humans have ever made. And the U.S. is thinking of recycling gallium from scrap and waste materials. The collaboration between the Pentagon and the U.S. company is on recycling gallium from discarded mobile phones, solar panels, and LED light bulbs. No doubt these everyday items contain small amounts of gallium, which can be reclaimed using different methods. However, they will be of the lowest quality. There have been earlier reports focusing on the poor quality elements and powder used by the U.S. defense industry to make weapons. But now the stakes are high as we are talking about defense systems, fighter jets, missile systems, and drones. If they are made using poor quality gallium, they will be more dangerous for the one keeping them than those used against. China's decision to implement export controls on gallium and germanium reflects a careful balancing act between safeguarding national interests, achieving strategic advantages, and nurturing international trade relations. By placing restrictions on gallium exports, China is taking proactive measures to protect sensitive technology and maintain its competitive edge on the global stage. Earlier, China was sharing these valuable elements for collective growth. However, when it sensed the U.S. was preparing to sting it, China had to take action. Now, China has the monopoly in gallium, germanium, and supply of almost all rare earth metals, as it provides 95% of the global supply. China can decide to keep them to itself and bring those countries back to senses who are thinking of any conflict with China. The U.S. wanted to suppress China in the chip industry, but forgot that the very raw materials required for manufacturing come from China. It could use this strategic edge in global industries, making it a more influential player in areas like creating computer chips, electronic devices, and solar power on a worldwide level. On the other side, the United States faces a bit of a tricky situation as it works on recycling gallium from waste materials that aren't very high quality. This recycling process isn't as simple as just melting things down and using them again. The challenge comes from the fact that gallium is needed not only for military uses but also for making computer chips, so recycling old military equipment won't be enough. To meet the demand, a substantial amount of old electronics needs to be recycled. Hence, even if the U.S. is finding ways to recycle gallium, it will be of the poorest quality, resulting in making flawed military equipment and products.